Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in social media land, TV land. Welcome to Taboo Talk with Ray and Steve. I'm Ray Amanat here in sunny Port Richey, Florida, and my lovely co host, Mr. Steve Reed, is in an undisclosed safe house, outhouse, doghouse somewhere out in northern Texas. Northern Texas.
Lovely co-host.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year to you too.
Happy New Year,
Lovely
everyone. This is our first broadcast for
23.
2023, and we're happy to see you and all of our viewers out there tagging along for this ride.
Ray, I just thought about something. We
Oh
are
no.
closing in on our 1 year anniversary. We need to have a celebration for that coming up soon. We gotta look at the
Um,
calendars and see what the dates were and all of that kind of stuff.
yes, we do.
Right around the corner. We need to have balloons and party favors and noisemakers and so forth.
Or maybe one of us needs to go to Texas or vice versa, come out here to Florida and we do it an in-person broadcast.
Well, we're doing it in
Uh,
person. I am in person. You are in person. We're just not doing it together in person.
no, we're not, but I wouldn't mind doing it like if we were to schedule it at a bookstore or somewhere
Yeah,
where
we could do that.
we're promoting our books.
Yeah, yeah.
We've got people that we can bring out and talk to us live in person.
Yeah,
I think that would be kind of a
good
cool
idea.
thing.
There are some venues around here. You got venues in your neck of the woods, so we'll
Hmm.
have to make that happen.
Yeah.
So, what makes the most sense? I'm just throwing this out. Since we are finalizing everything and affiliating with OBBM Network, and they're based in North Dallas, and they have a nice studio, then we just do a celebration right there. And I know Susan Hamilton, the owner of OBBM, would love to have us come in for that type of a conversation.
Well, let's start a little chat with Susan and
And we
see
could
what we can do.
probably get some past guests on there like Anthony Rousseau or
Hmm.
Katie Sims. I'm sure would be more than happy to come. There are others that would maybe would talk about, I don't know, vaccines or suicide or whatever. I mean, there's so many different things that we can do. So anyway,
So today, ladies
today.
and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are talking about self-sabotage. Everyone's making these New Year's resolutions, and are you going to stick to it? Well, are you? And if you're not going to stick to, New Year's resolution, I'm going to lose weight, or I'm going to drink less, or I'm going to stop smoking, or I'm going to stop using drugs in front of my kids, or whatever.
In front of your kid. Now, I'm going to do it behind closed doors. I'm still going to be strung out and I'm going to be high, but not in front of the kids. Not this year.
But there's a lot of people that are out there that have good intentions of improving their lifestyle, improving their careers, improving their relationships, but falls on deaf ears and end up giving up and going back to their same routine or same cycle.
Yeah.
So I think today we're going to talk about breaking the cycle of self sabotage.
Yep.
How about you, Steve?
I've decided that one of my New Year's revolutions is I am not going to self sabotage.
Revolution or
I'm
resolution?
sorry.
You're revolting.
Exactly. Ray, one of the things that I discovered many years ago, and let me give a disclaimer, okay? I do not do New Year's resolutions. I just don't. I haven't done resolutions in probably 2 to 3 decades. And I don't do it because to me, the resolution doesn't carry the same weight. It's really setting a goal that has a start date, an end date, that is measurable, something that I can be held accountable to, etc. Whereas the resolutions, a lot of times the people are making the resolutions after they're having their third glass of champagne.
Right. And one of the things you and I previously talked about a few days ago was you have a vision board.
Yep.
And on your vision board, tell us about that. You know,
Well,
what is Steve Reed's vision?
okay. I've got, and I need to update my vision board so it's current with my current things. A lot of people look at a vision board or a dream board and they just slap some pictures on a board and they stick it on the wall. Okay, which frankly is what I did many years ago, but I've morphed and developed more things into the vision board. But what the purpose of the vision board is you visualize the things that you want to achieve, the things you want to accomplish, the things you want to get. What are the big dreams? What are the big goals? But here's one of the things, and Ray, I know you've heard the phrase, a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I'll give you an example. If I said, Ray, think about a pink elephant. Now, when I said that, did you spell out the words PINK space ELEPHANT? Or did you immediately envision an elephant, a 4, 5, 6,000 pound creature with a big long nose and so forth, and tusks and whatever? Is that what you pictured, or did you picture the words?
I actually pictured a pink elephant in a tutu from one of the Disney movies.
There you go. Okay, that's even
Dan-
better. That's
dancing
even,
around,
that's
dancing
even better.
around.
Okay, now here's another one that you may think about. And Tim Conway, you've probably seen the video clip when he was on the Carol Burnett show, and he's sitting on the end of a sofa, and he's this little dorky guy, and he's talking about these two elephants that are Siamese elephants, and they can't, etc. Okay, so was that the picture that you had, or? But the
Oh, it
point
is
is,
now.
it is now. Okay, but the point is, when you say something, your brain automatically converts the words into a picture. Okay, and it takes a millisecond to do that. Well, reduce the time factor and have the images instead of just having the words. So on my vision board, I've got a picture of there's a place in just west of Fort Worth. It's called Capernaum First Century Village, and now it's a movie set that looks like what it would have looked like in Capernaum, Israel, back in the first century, and during the time of Jesus roaming the earth. Well, I was out there visiting several years ago. Well, with my first book, My Half Brother, I would love to go out there and do some video recordings of me telling the stories of Christ in biblical costume. So that's on my vision board, okay? What's
Right.
the purpose of that, having that on my vision? When I see that gets me excited. Okay, I've got to continue working those steps to get closer to that, okay? I've got a picture of a Lexus SUV. That's one of the cars that I'd like to have. It may be a Jaguar for you. It may be maybe it's a 1972 Yugo. I don't know. But whatever your dream is, your vision is, you have those things on there. But here's the key. You can put those pictures up there, but if you don't have the purpose that's attached to it, that really solidifies why you have those images up there, you're less likely to achieve those dreams and goals. Okay?
Right.
So I tell people all the time, make sure if you've got an image, a picture of something up there, what's the purpose and what's the why that's behind that? I'll give you another one. I've got a picture of a cruise ship on the board. Okay? Well, I know you've got a cruise coming up in June, and there's still time for people to register and pay and so forth. And that's a
Absolutely.
promotion that you're doing and a fundraising event for Heroes in Action. Well, I've got a picture of a cruise ship up there that one of the things I would like to do, I've been on some cruises, but I'd like to take my wife with me on a cruise. Now, maybe it's the Heroes in Action cruise, maybe it's another cruise. I don't know. But that's one of the dreams that I have. Now, what's the purpose behind that? What's the why behind that? Well, the purpose is to bring my wife and I closer together. That's the purpose. That's the underlying purpose that I've got for that. So the why is happy wife, happy life. Plain and simple. So if you don't know why and what the purpose is behind each of those dreams or the images you have on your vision board, it's less likely that you're going to have those things come to fruition. So we really have to have what your purpose is, what your dream is, what the why is that you can see on a consistent basis. One last thing related to all of this. I started doing vision boards back in the 80s, and I did a modified version of a vision board. I was working for a big company, and I was selling copy machines. And at the beginning of the year, they made the announcement, here's our corporate trip for the year, the awards trip. And the trip was a cruise on the SS Norway, which back in the mid 80s, it was the largest in tonnage cruise ship that was afloat. Okay, today it's like a rowboat. But back in the day, it was a huge ship. Well, every Saturday night there was a TV program that was going on that was airing. It was called The Love Boat. And at 8:30 every Saturday night, I was sitting in front of my TV set watching as they had a commercial for the SS Norway, and it's sailing across the screen every Saturday night. That was my first vision board. Okay? Now, I won the trip, and it was amazing. It was absolutely incredible. But I won the trip because I continuously visualized me being on this ship. Now, that's the difference between having a vision, a dream, a purpose, a vision board, those kinds of things, and having a New Year's resolution. Are you
Right.
really implementing, are you putting things in place to really achieve that resolution, or is it just lip service?
Exactly. And one of the things I talk about in my book, Bully, Victim, or Hero, ladies and gentlemen,
Look at that.
you can get that on our website at heroesinaction.us. But in chapter 10 of my book, it's entitled "It's a Lifestyle Change. Break the Cycle." A lot of people. Uh, I have a friend that drives Uber, and she said more or less a lot of the people that she picks up don't own a vehicle. So if they're having problems with their kids and they don't know what to do, they can't afford to take their kids to a whole bunch of soccer practices or a taekwondo class or whatever at different times of the day, and they can't Uber everywhere they go with their kids. So in my book, I listed a whole bunch of different resources that are a free and two can help parents improve not only their own lifestyles but their child's lifestyle if they're going through difficult times. Of course, if you're a parent that just has a newborn, you have parents as first teachers or parents as teachers. If there's a child in your family, it might not be your own household, but it could be aunt, uncle, whatever, that you think that there's abuse going on and you want to help that child. You have the National Child Abuse Hotline that you can help. And if you have a child if you are a child tuning in, teenager or whatever, and you have thoughts of committing suicide, please go to 1-800 for a child and speak to somebody that can help you navigate through all the problems you're having so that you make a better choice in life. Some of the other resources that are listed in my book, I think you've got another slide for
Yeah, I
this.
do. We need to
Let's
take a
talk about
yeah
these.
yeah
Yeah,
we're going to talk about these, but we're going to have to take a break soon, and I don't want to get into the other ones until after we've done the break.
sure. Well, we can do the break.
So and actually I think I want to do the break now, Ray, but I'm gonna throw out a suggestion for you after the break in a way that you could add another service that would be beneficial to Heroes in Action. And if my memory serves me right, Heroes in Action is a nonprofit organization. So here you go. Let's watch a short video.
Sure. Hi, welcome to Heroes in Action. I'm Ray Amanat, founder and creator of this training system. I originally made it so that everyone can train for free. We have programs for kids, for women, families, and businesses. I'm an author, speaker, and educator on everything that has to do with violence and bullying prevention education. If you'd like more information about who we are and what our programs are, please go to our website at heroesinaction.us or give me a call if you have any questions at 727-314-2534. We hope to see you here to train.
Ray, I just love that video.
I'm working on making another one,
Oh,
an
very cool.
updated
Very cool.
version.
Okay,
So, yeah.
here's my suggestion for you. You said something about some of the parents that your friend is picking up with Uber and so forth. They don't have transportation, so they can't keep shuttling their kids back and forth to soccer practice or dance lessons or taekwondo. Now, I'm gonna guess that somebody like Heroes in Action probably teaches taekwondo or maybe a variation, something similar to that. So what I'm going to propose is that Mr. Amanat, the founder, president, grand poobah of Heroes in Action, they need to buy a van to be able to go and pick up some of these kids to be able to take them to the studio that you have there in Port Richey, Florida.
Yes, that's a good suggestion.
Yeah.
And we need donations as a nonprofit
Oh,
to purchase said van.
so people could scan a QR code like this and donate to Heroes in Action.
Absolutely.
Okay, now, how much can people donate?
They could donate whatever their heart desires.
Okay,
If they want to donate $25, our goal, if we can get 800 people to donate $25 a month, that covers a lot of expenses. And yes, we could buy
yeah,
a van with that.
yeah, very good, very good.
Um, if we can, uh, we're working on getting some grants, which will help offset some of our overhead expenses.
Right.
But if you have a living trust or a will, and you don't have any benefactors for it, you could always do a will to give and give to Heroes in Action, um, a portion of your estate or whatever you want, and that would be put to good use in helping communities all across the country.
Or if there are people that you want to write out of your will and replace them with Heroes in Action, you'll certainly take the contribution.
Or
So,
that,
yeah,
yeah.
okay. Okay, okay, so Heroes in Action, you're looking to do things with Heroes in Action where you can underwrite all of the different seminars and conferences and trainings and so forth that
And
you would
all of
like
our
to.
handouts, including all of our books.
Oh, that's cool.
I,
Okay.
I don't want anyone to ever have to buy our books. Right now, we're not in a position where I can just give my all my published
Sure.
books away.
Yeah.
So yes, they can go to Amazon or they can go to my website and purchase it. But
Yeah.
we want
But
to get to a point where we've got enough donations coming in where every lecture, every seminar, everywhere we go, everyone attending those programs will get free books, free
right.
T-shirts, free
Yeah.
superhero capes for the kiddos.
Yeah.
Whatever the theme of the event is,
Right.
everything that we give away would be all free.
But the great thing is you've really got two different modes of operation. You do these seminars that a lot of times is for organizations like boys clubs and church youth groups or single mom groups, or I understand that you did one recently, or your executive director Debbie did one for a group of executive women.
That was this morning.
And I saw a video on Facebook that's like, oh my gosh, that was really cool. So it looked like a great event. So you're looking for those types of organizations, civic groups, etc., where you can go in and do some preliminary things, but then set up the trainings that you could do to teach basic self defense.
Yeah, those people that are within, the Port Richey area that want additional hands-on training, aside from the lecture or seminar that they attended, they can come to our training facility, and we have a Calendly account where all you got to do is hit that QR code, look at the calendar, pick the day, pick the time. We've added so many more time slots that you can
That's
train
good.
with us.
That's good.
Where I just get a message and I just meet you at our training
Yep.
center, and go through your private lesson, whatever you want to work on
Yep.
that is based on your lifestyle and your abilities. And we really want to empower people to be successful
Right.
in every facet of life that they're dealing with.
Now, my understanding is, and I don't want to go back into the antiquities of your mind, but you have served in the past as a personal bodyguard. You have served as a bouncer. You have done all kinds of executive training. You have won a tremendous number of competitions nationwide. So if you've got that busy executive, a bank president, a CEO of a company, anybody that they don't want to carry a weapon, but they still need to be able to defend themselves, you can train that person as well on basic self defense or whatever level of self defense they need.
Yes, and even if they do want to carry a weapon, we have all the training
Excellent.
for being able to use the weapon in an appropriate legal manner
Yeah.
to keep themselves safe.
So all people have to do is scan the QR code, and then that takes them to your calendar and book a time, and you go from there.
Absolutely.
Outstanding. Right. I love what you're doing because you're really impacting a lot of people's lives.
Time slots fill up fast,
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah, tell me. Yeah, I know. Since the first of the year, well, not even that, since midweek last week, people already started shifting their mindset, thinking, I've got to make changes in the new year. And I have gotten so many phone calls and emails and text messages from people saying, I'm ready to go. And that's in my coaching business. So I
I'm
know the
ready
same
to
thing is
go,
happening.
or I'm ready to change.
Yes,
I'm
ready to change. Yeah, absolutely. So Ray, let's get back to the slides that we were looking at a minute ago. So parents as teachers, great organization, child help, 800 for a child. These are all outstanding resources that people need to be able to get to so that if they have a need, they can go for help in all of these different areas in their lives. But then
Absolutely.
you've got organizations like Boys and Girls Clubs of America, Big Brothers and Big Sisters, uh, other great
So if
organizations.
you're a single mom and you're carrying two jobs and you need help, that's where Big Brothers Big Sisters. And I let me preface this by always trust but verify.
Yeah,
Always verify the
absolutely.
organization, and that they do all the necessary background checks and everything of
Yeah,
everyone that they use to be a big brother or big sister. But if your child doesn't have a male role model, a father figure or anything, that's where Big Brother Big Sisters can come in
yeah,
and help your child, build that self-esteem, build that confidence. Going to a ball game, going to whatever, a movie or event, and having someone that they can bond with and look up to.
yeah, exactly.
And then for those parents that are dealing with other types of disorders, whether it's an eating disorder, alcohol, or drug issue,
Yeah,
please look up your local area hospitals that have a list of resources that you can also find that can help you help yourself.
Yeah. Ray, there's another organization that you don't have listed on here, but if you're looking for something that is faith based, there's an organization called Awana, AWANA, and a lot of Christian churches have an Awana program in place of some of the different scouting programs.
Right,
And they started doing those many years ago because the original foundation of the Boy Scouts of America and Girl Scouts, but primarily Boy Scouts over 100 years ago, it was to teach boys character, integrity, good morals, but it was all done from a faith perspective. Well, they have veered away from that mission. Many years ago, they veered away from that. Well, there were people that said, we want that same concept, but we still want to incorporate scripture and Bible and Christian principles and values. So
right,
go to churches in your general area, and you're going to find that there are a lot of churches that are offering the Awana programs. Now it's mostly bigger churches. The church of 100 people probably is not going to have that, but 250 to 500 and above, they're going to have that sort of thing. And it's a nationwide organization. It's a global organization. So that's another good opportunity. Now, why is that good? Because it does some of the same things that the Boys and Girls Clubs will do, that Scouts will do, etc. But it's
right.
still incorporating the Christian values and the good moral principles that so many parents are looking for. It's not a substitute for a mom or a dad. It's not a babysitting thing.
Right.
It's to enhance what moms and dads are already doing. Okay?
And you can, when you look at the YMCA, which is the Young Christian Men's
Same thing.
Association,
Same thing.
it's the same thing. They have family programs, they have
Yeah.
programs for kids, they have programs for adults that, if you're looking at getting a higher education so that you can get that better job.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
there's programs that are out there or resources that are out there that you guys can find or research and acquire
Yep.
so that you can improve your lifestyle and
Yep.
achieve those dreams or visions that you have on your vision board.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, Ray, you've got AA.org. Now, when I first saw AA.org, my first thought was American Airlines. No, that's .org, not .com. So, Alcoholics Anonymous. If you got a drinking problem or a loved one has a drinking problem, it's a great organization with their 10-step program. Great fundamental program. Okay,
12
if you
step
need,
program.
well, I'm faster than 12. I don't need 12. I only need 10. That one that I don't need to do that anyway.
Don't ask me how I know, but
Okay, we're gonna leave it at that. Eating Disorders Anonymous. Here's a crazy one, Ray. In the coaching work that I do with a lot of people, I help them overcome some of the traumatic things in their life. It could have been a rape, it could have been a divorce, it could have been a death of a loved one, bullying, abuse, victimization, so all different kinds of things, rejection, abandonment, whatever. A lot of people, after they've had those things happen to them, they start to self-medicate. Now, what do I mean by self-medicating? Well, alcohol is one of the tools that people use for self-medicating. Bullying is one of the things that they go to for self-medicating. They don't feel good about themselves, so they decide they're going to beat up other kids, okay? Or other adults, okay?
right. So that's that misery loves company mindset.
Exactly. But some people self medicate by jumping into another relationship. Some people do it through shopping. All different kinds of things. Some people go to the gym and they're working out in the gym 3, 4, 5 hours a day, and they become obsessed with how they look
Right.
and what they're trying to accomplish. But other people, you've got Eating Disorders Anonymous. That's another way that people self medicate. They don't feel good about themselves, so they eat another donut.
the reason why I had this group listed in my book is because of the bullying segment.
Okay.
We're we're all grew up looking at Barbie and Ken dolls, and by the time we reach a certain age, we want to be that perfect image.
Yeah.
And when we're not, that's where these kids get, the eating disorders because they're not fitting that bill. Or, a spouse saying, honey, you're too fat. You need to lose weight. And
Yeah.
if they don't do it in a healthy way, okay, my New Year's resolution, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. But they might lose it in a way that's not healthy
Yeah.
for them
Well,
or their family.
right.
And a big part of it is getting the help by professionals to actually achieve your goals without hurting yourself.
Yeah.
That's the
Exactly.
self sabotage,
Yep.
or hurting the people that are around you. And the way
Exactly.
you hurt them is if you become hospitalized or if you die, you're hurting your family.
Oh, sure. Sure.
So that's not a dream or a vision that I ever want to have, where I do something that hurts my family.
Exactly.
Unlike Hunter Biden, or anyone like Hunter Biden.
Right. Did you have to bring
It's
him
the
into
it's
this
the gift that
conversation?
keeps on giving. This
Did
is
you
taboo
have to?
talk. I gotta throw something out there.
Oh, Ray. All right. So the point is, eating disorders are oftentimes based in self-esteem issues. Now, you said something about the kids and the peer pressure and so forth. Have you ever noticed on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or some of the other social media things that there are some people that may not feel good about themselves. So instead of putting a picture of themselves, a current picture of themselves, they put one on those different social media platforms from 20, 30 years ago. Or they do an icon of some sort, an emoji of themselves.
Are you
And
talking about my pictures?
well, no, I wasn't specifically, but if the shoe fits, but they put some other facsimile of themselves of what they want to be or how they
Yes.
see themselves. Okay,
Yeah, no, I do, all the brushed up pictures where, I know what you really look like, and then you put a picture of yourself where um, there's no wrinkles, there's no the hair color, the skin color, and everything is all brushed up to where
yeah,
it looks
or
nice.
they have hair.
And yeah, and everyone's commenting, "Oh, love this pic" or whatever. But when you see who they really are in person, it's like, where's the person that I saw on Facebook? And
Okay,
that's dating apps also.
well, okay, so Ray, back in my previous life when I was on the dating scene, and I would join some of the different dating apps, and I would make arrangements to go out to dinner or meet for coffee or whatever. There were numerous times I'd be sitting at the table waiting for this person to come in and join me, and this woman comes walking up. Hi, are you Steve? Yeah, I'm Steve. Hi, I'm Cindy. And I'm thinking, are you the same Cindy that I saw online?
Right, right, right.
The Cindy I saw online was about 40 pounds lighter, and and I mean, not that I'm being judgmental, okay? That's not the point, okay? But the people, they're masking who they are because they're ashamed of who they really are, or they don't think that other people are going to like them, so they start to self sabotage by putting a facsimile that they are not
Right.
because they think nobody's going to like them as they really are.
So I have, and I'm sure you've heard something similar to this. I use the example of, I ask people on a scale of 1 to 10, what number would you give yourself on how you feel about your self esteem and everything? And a lot of people say I'm a 7 or an 8. You have some egotistical people that say, "Oh, I'm a 10." A lot of kids, though, that I've said this, would say I'm a one, a two, a
Yeah,
three, or I'm a negative number because they're not that Ken or Barbie doll. They
yeah,
have that low self image, low self worth, low self
exactly,
esteem.
exactly.
And then I bring out a $10 bill. And then I say, "What do you see?" It's a $10 bill. If I fold it up, it's still a $10 bill. If I crumble it up, it's a crumbled up $10 bill.
Yeah,
If I throw it in the trash, would you still take it out of the trash? Yeah, it's a $10 bill. It's still a 10. If you saw a $10 bill crumbled up, torn in the dirt, would you pick it up? Yeah, it's a $10 bill. If you saw a $10 bill floating around in the toilet, would you take it out of the toilet? Well, a lot of people, believe it or not, say yes. So I say, no matter where you are in life, how down in the dirt you are, you're in the toilet, your life is a mess, you're still a 10.
yeah,
So on a scale of 1 to 10, everyone's a 10. Yes, do we have things we can improve on? Absolutely.
sure, of course.
Do we have flaws? Absolutely. But I will never let anyone tell me otherwise that I'm not a 10.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
that self worth. I might see a supermodel and I would be like, "Oh, she'll never talk to me because I'm just a 6 or 7." She wouldn't have this. I would be like, "No, I'm a 10. I'm going to talk to her. And if she doesn't want to talk to me, then that's her problem. That's not
Yeah,
my problem.
exactly.
She's the one that's got some issues."
Yeah,
So, to all of our viewers out there, you're all tens.
yeah.
Remember that.
It,
Don't let
it,
anyone tell you anything, any difference.
Ray, help me refresh my memory of the name of the movie. It came out about 8 or 9 years ago, starring Will Smith, and I don't remember who the guy was that was the co-star and the woman, but she was this heiress, very successful. The other guy was he was an accountant, okay? Overweight, just kind of a goofball accountant. And then Will Smith was the guy that was hooking people up.
Was he? Yeah, okay. So he was the one that, oh gosh, I can just think of it. It's not wedding planner.
No, no.
I know what you mean. Um, we got a viewer that says Hutch.
Hutch, that's it. That's it. No, no, it wasn't Hutch, was it?
I don't think it
No,
was Hutch.
his name was Hutch.
The name of the movie,
Anyway, doesn't matter. But the point was, here's this accountant, overweight, just a goofball, and he wants to date this woman who happens to be one of the clients of the firm that he was working for, and he never thinks that he's worth it, and so he's talking to Will Smith to give him tips on how to be appealing and attractive and so forth and so on. So
right,
that's the kind of stuff that we're talking about. Where we sometimes we go to outside sources and look for help to try and refine us,
right.
but yet sometimes we don't need their refining. So now back to your $10 bill. Two things. Number one, you need to up your game and you need to do a 20 or a 50 or even $100 bill. Okay, so $10 is nothing.
Well,
Okay,
I use that on a scale of 1 to 10 that
understand.
most
Okay, but
people have.
here's another one that I heard many years ago. I'm gonna give credit to Zig Ziglar for this, but that's not in stone. Uh, but I heard the story one time about this guy, man, that's in a men's bathroom, and there's a dime that's in a toilet, and he looks down and he's thinking, do I, yes, no, no way. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a quarter and throws a quarter in the toilet. And he says, I ain't reaching my hand in there for 10 cents, but for 35 cents, I'll do it.
Oh my gosh.
Hitch. Hitch was the name, not Hutch. It was Hitch. So anyway, Ray, as I look at the clock, I think it is time. Yes, and we have a viewer that says it was Hitch. So I saw that. I said that after. Anyway, we need to take another break.
Yes, please.
So
I
we're
mean,
gonna.
this is another way that if you're dealing with pain and you want pain management, and your New Year's dream or vision board is to, for once in your life, be out of pain and live comfortably, this is where this comes in.
Here we go.
We all hope to age gracefully so we can enjoy our later years full of energy, vitality, and good health. But so often with age, our bodies start to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy, skin, healing and recovery time, sleep, it all just seems to go downhill. Introducing LifeWave X39, the world's first product ever to activate stem cells. A true breakthrough in regenerative science that helps restore our bodies to a healthier, more youthful state in a way no other product can. No drugs, no injections, no kidding.
Yeah, Ray, one of the things that I discovered with LifeWave is the whole process of activating our stem cells. By the time we reach the age 60, our stem cells are they're pretty much dormant. And by activating your own stem cells, I'm not talking about getting injections that are, three, four, $5,000 per injection or more. I'm not talking about using somebody else's stem cells. I'm talking about you activating your own stem cells. What you're going to find is a lot of huge benefits. And I love this slide. It says, I finally figured out what I want to be when I get older. I want to be younger. And I am hearing more and more testimonials from people that they feel 5, 10, 15, 20 years younger because they've been using these LifeWave patches. And the patches are just simple little, oh, mercy. My apologies. My phone is going off and I should have.
Somebody didn't put their phone on vibrate.
No, I put
Oh,
it on vibrate. I just decided. Anyway, so the LifeWave patches are these little wafer thin patches that are wearable. You just simply peel the backing off, stick it on your body, and it tells your stem cells to go back to work. So you're going to get more energy as a result of these stem cell patches. You're going to have better sports performance. So, Ray, those people that come in for your exceptional training, they're going to be able to train longer and harder and have faster recovery from the training. They're going to get better sleep. They're going to have dramatic pain relief. I am a testimony, walking testimony for that. They're going to have fewer wrinkles because the stem cell patches actually increase the collagen level in our body, which tightens up our face muscles and so much more. Scar reduction. Ray, I had major surgery about 7, 8 weeks ago. I went in yesterday, got a new cast put on, and I'm looking at my leg, and I'm annoyed with myself that I didn't take a picture. But the scars are greatly diminished from what they were after the surgery. So that's just another one of the great things. Youth renewal, you're literally turning that clock back. So if you want some more information about LifeWave and the amazing technology behind these incredible patches, I'm going to throw my email address up here if I can find it.
and one of the biggest questions that I get when I talk to people about LifeWave is, and this is from a recent close friend of mine, you know, is there medical support out there, where doctors recommend
Yeah,
using the
absolutely,
patches
absolutely.
because they've seen a difference in their
Yeah,
patients?
yeah.
Can you talk a little bit
Well,
about that?
yeah, sure, Ray. It not only is there a lot of support from physicians, but before a product goes to market from LifeWave, they have exhaustive studies and research that is done on the different products. And there are countless universities and research centers that are doing all of the back research on the product. And in fact, the company has over 100 research documented programs that they've done, double blind studies on things, as well as they have patents on all of these different products. And you're not going to get a patent just by, calling up the patent office and say, I'd like to get a patent on blue pinstripe shirts. And it's not going to happen. You've got to have the documented research. So we've got doctor research, we've got university studies, and the chief scientist and inventor of the product has been doing this research for over 20 years.
Right.
Company's doing exceptionally well. So if you want more information, you can go to my LifeWave page. It's lifewave.com / Stephen Reed, and that'll get you a ton of information. There's a lot of information on that website. So, Ray, I have to apologize. I need to put up the Heroes in Action address also. I put up your QR code a little while ago, but I need to be able to get people to your website as well.
Absolutely.
So,
Heroesinaction.us. It's about us.
yeah, very good. I like that. I like that. That is clever. Did you think of that, or did somebody else think
It
about
just popped in my head right now.
that? All
What
right.
can I say?
I'm going to go back to our slides. So let's talk about some other things. Instead of self sabotaging, reach out to one of these organizations or multiple organizations and say, I need help. Can you point me in a particular direction? So, talk about the National Domestic Violence Hotline. What's that all about?
So, you want to make a New Year's resolution or a dream of an improved life, not being in a violent relationship. A lot of times, you can try turning to your family, but the family can be part of the problem. You can try going to a pastor at a church,
Yeah.
and they have resources that they can count on to help you. But going to the National Domestic Violence Hotline, they have contacts, resources. They can tell you where there are safe houses for people to stay in, so that you can get out of that violent situation.
Yeah.
And breaking the cycle. We talked last week about why do I keep getting into abusive relationships? Why do I keep getting into relationships where the person is verbally, physically, sexually abusive? It's why am I attracting those? It's you haven't changed your lifestyle. You haven't changed
Exactly.
your perception of the type of person you want to be around. You're attracted to a specific person because that's all you've known growing up, and that's something that's got to change. The RAIN, it's a national sex assault hotline. So if you feel somebody is being trafficked, or if you feel somebody is being sexually assaulted or abused, this is another good resource that has a plethora of options to help people. We
That's
put
good.
their 800 number up there as well as their website, online.rain with 2 N's.org. And a lot of times, we've got Gamblers Anonymous. If you have a gambling problem, instead of having money to pay for groceries or
Yeah.
having money to pay for the mortgage or the electric bill or anything like that, you're out there, or caring for your family.
Yeah.
You're out there hoping and dreaming, am I going to win the lottery? If I'm at the poker table or the blackjack table, or I'm
Yep.
at the slot machine, this next one I'm going to hit on it. I'm going
Yep.
to hit on it. I'm going to make it big, then I can take care of my family. A lot of times gamblers, they win, and then they end up saying, well, I just won $2,000. I can turn this $2,000 into $4,000. Next thing you know, they're broke. They
Yep.
lost the $2,000. So if you need help with that, you can go to gamblersanonymous.org and help yourself, so that you can also help the people that are around you, that they might not know what to do. They might not know who to reach out to get help for you, or they don't know how to do an intervention, or maybe you won't listen to their intervention.
Yeah.
If you're within the sound of my voice, and you don't realize you have a problem, but I just described you, and now you realize you might have some type of a problem, please get help.
Yeah.
Help
Exactly.
yourself so you can help your
Absolutely.
family.
Ray, you're talking about gamblers. You're talking about domestic violence. We talked earlier about alcohol and drugs and other issues like that. Have you ever noticed? I know you have, but noticed that oftentimes the gambler also has a drinking problem. He
Yes.
also has a domestic violent problem. He also has a drug problem. He also has illicit affairs on the side, etc. All of those different things. And oftentimes the kids are infected or affected, either one. And as a result, they don't perform as well in school, and then they get bullied. It's a perpetual cycle that happens, and it all started because, well, I'm just going to buy this one lottery ticket, or I'm just okay. There's a casino down the road. I'm gonna, when you look at gambling, just gambling. 50 years ago, the only place where you could go gambling legally was Vegas.
Right.
And then New Jersey started opening up casinos. And then our government wisdom, they said, well, we're going to allow gambling on Indian reservations. And then all of a sudden, state legislatures started passing laws or changing things around so that you could have offshore gambling. So they have a casino ship that's moored in a harbor, but they're not in Texas, they're not in Louisiana, they're not in Missouri or
Right.
Mississippi, but they might, and they're just continuing to perpetuate. Now here's the
Well,
other side.
online gambling is being legalized
Absolutely,
in a lot of
absolutely.
states, so it's
Here's the one thing they never talk about. Las Vegas was built on losers. It's not built on winners. The casinos don't make a profit when you're winning. You're losing money. Okay? And
right.
so they are preying on people to lose. And then they throw in the alcohol and the sex and all of the other things that go along with it. So it's pure debauchery.
Well, you look at, what kind of example are you setting for your kids?
Exactly.
If your kids see you in that lifestyle doing all that, that's where they get into the habit of forming similar
Yes.
dysfunctional
Yes.
relationships.
Yes.
And then they ask, why do I always date the wrong type of person?
Yeah.
It's because that's what they've seen growing up.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
parents out there, if you want to improve your life and set a better example for your kids, so that your family can break that cycle once and for all, get help.
Yeah.
You can't do it by yourself. Your family might not have the knowledge to give you the right kind of help, to do an intervention. It's you seeking out professionals that are trained to help you improve your lifestyle so you can be a better person for
Yeah.
yourself and a better role model for your family.
Yeah. Right. I've got two real quick stories that I want to share, and then we need to wrap up. Story number
Sure.
one. A lot of times people just they say, "Well, I'll change tomorrow. I'll change tomorrow. I'll change tomorrow. I'll change tomorrow." Or it's not hurting bad enough for me to make a change. Well, there's a traveling salesman. He stops at this old country store, country road, and he pulls up in the gravel driveway, and the owner of the store is sitting on the front porch, and he's got this old hound dog that's laying on the porch. And the sales guy's up there, he's talking to the store owner, but every 2 or 3 minutes, that old hound dog lets out with a little yelp. And 2 or 3 minutes, he does it again. He does it again. He keeps doing it. Finally, the sales guy says, "What in the world is wrong with your dog?" And the store owner says, "Well, he's laying on a nail." Well, why doesn't he get up and move? He says, "It's not bothering enough to get up and move. It's just bothering enough for him to complain about it." So don't keep complaining, take action. Here's the second story. I use this with every client that I work with. There are 5 bullfrogs sitting on lily pads. 3 of them decide they're going to jump off. In other words, 3 of them decide they're going to make New Year's resolutions. How many are left on the lily pads. Well, it's all 5 because all they did was decide. They never took action. I'm going to lose 20 pounds. I'm going to lose 50 pounds. I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to stop. I'm going to do this. I'm going to better job, etc. But they never take action. So everything that we've talked about today is all great. It's good. There are tons of resources, but if we don't pick up the phone, if we don't go to the websites, if we don't reach out for help and say, I am making a change right now, today, nothing's going to change. You're just going to be laying on that front porch complaining instead of taking action. So you're not going to change your life.
And that's why I named my company Heroes in Action, because it's our actions that make us heroes.
Absolutely. So
be your own hero, everybody.
Right? It has been another fun episode of Taboo Talk with Ray and Steve, and I should probably have put up earlier, this is an opinion-based program. It's not necessarily the opinion of our advertisers, sponsors, affiliates, anything of that sort, anyone of that sort. These are our opinions, but because we are right, it's fact, it's truth. So you can count on it. Go to the bank. So, right? Closing comments?
Yes, we hope this message resonates with some of you and gives you food for thought. Always trust but verify. Research the types of programs that you want to get into to get help. And please share this video with as many people as you can on our Facebook page. Like it, love it, comment on it. If you go to our YouTube page, please subscribe to it. You can go back through our whole library. We've got over 40 to 50 videos that we've done on previous episodes that cover all sorts of topics. So if it's a topic near and dear to your heart, please go check it out and tell us what you think. Share the videos. The more people that hear our message, the more people that both Steve and I can help in the long run.
And I'm going to throw one last thing out, Ray. If you have a topic that, this is to our audience, if you've got a topic that you want to hear us talk about, let us know what it is. We'd love to talk about that. We'd love to interview people. If you know somebody that you think would be a good guest for the program that is entertaining, thought-provoking, fact-based content, we'd love to talk with them as well. We've had some really great guests over the past year, and we've got some more really super people lined up in the coming year. So, right, with that, I think we need to say hasta bye-bye and have a fabulous 2023.
Absolutely. Happy New Year, everybody.
Thanks, buddy. See ya.
Yeah.